I don't know if you caught President Biden's speech yesterday. I did. Louise and I did. We were actually driving when we heard it. We had to run some equipment down to one of our employees, and it was the speech I thought was brilliant. He said exactly what needed to be said, and if you missed this speech, it's worth going to YouTube or whitehouse.gov or wherever, and just watching it. It wasn't particularly long. But what astonished me was we were listening to CNN in the car on Sirius XM for the speech. And as soon as the speech ended, the guy who sounded like Jake Tapper said to some person, I have no idea who it was, said, well, what do you think? And that guy said, well, it's not going to change anything. You are shooting down our president and our aspirations for democracy in America. You're taking the side of the Republicans before even seriously discussing the issues. Honest to God, I was so pissed off I changed the Sirius XM channel from CNN to MSNBC, where they were actually having a thoughtful conversation about what it would mean if Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema were to change their minds and say, okay, we cut a hole in the filibuster just 2-3 weeks ago to get the debt ceiling in abeyance so that we could keep the government from shutting down. We drilled a hole into the debt ceiling when when Donald Trump wanted to appoint Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. That was a permanent hole they drilled in the filibuster. It used to be you couldn't use the filibuster. You could use the filibuster to stop appointments to the Supreme Court. Mitch McConnell did away with that. Harry Reid had done away with a hole in the filibuster that allowed the appointment of lower court judges and members of the president's cabinet, because when President Obama came into office, the Republicans were filibustering pretty much every single one of his appointees and all of his court nominees, including Merrick Garland. So, we have this long history of holes being drilled in the filibuster. Donald Trump's tax cuts were passed by going around the filibuster. But, apparently on CNN, none of that mattered. So, anyhow, it just made me crazy. So we can talk about that, too.